The next stitch I would like to show you in the Tunisian crochet is the Tunisian Pearl Stitch. You can see it right here. I've done 2 rows here. Down here is the basic Afghan stitch, and then I have the Tunisian knit stitch, and here is the Tunisian Pearl Stitch. So on this practice piece here, or swatch, I have just done 2 rows of single crochet so that the bottom doesn't curl up and make it a little bit easier for me to show you this. So I go through into each one of my stitches and pull up a loop. If you're working with a chain, this would be the same. You would just be going into your chain loops and pulling up a loop. So now I have all of my loops on my hook, and I'm going to work them off in the same way every time. So I yarn over and pull through the first stitch, and then yarn over and go through, or loop rather, go through 2 loops. Now the rest of the way back across the row so that I get my bars set up for the Tunisian Pearl Stitch. So I have gotten back across my row. This first vertical bar, I'm going to work behind my working yarn and insert my hook into that stitch. And then my hook is actually now going to be on top, and the working yarn is coming underneath the hook. And I'm going to hold it there to make this a little easier. I yarn over and pull a loop through, and then I can turn loose of that. Again, work behind the working yarn. You can hold that down to make it a little bit easier, and then pull your hook through. You can always snug it up with your index finger if you have too much slack there after you hold it down. It just makes it a little easier pulling the hook through, then you're not having to fight with that working yarn in front there. And I continue in that way and work across the row, making sure that the working yarn is in front. Just like in knitting, when you're purling, the yarn comes from the front or stays in the front of your work. So it's going to be the same here. And then when I get across the row, I'm again going to work behind it and into those back 2 loops. Let it come to the front like that, and then yarn over and pull through. And now I'm going to just yarn over, go through the first loop, and then 2 after that, work all the way across. This does work up really quickly and gives such a neat pattern. All right, so there is the front of that and the back of it. I can do another row. I'm working a little bit slower than I normally do so that you can see what I'm doing. And there we are at the end of the row. So if you haven't already tried Tunisian crochet, it's really wonderful. And you can use a shorter hook if you like, as long as it just is straight here and you don't have any of the flat spots like some hooks have for your thumb rest. And there you have it, Tunisian Pearl Stitch.